Elon Musk to the rescue? Well, President Trump is now asking the founder and CEO of SpaceX to expedite the return of two NASA astronauts that he says were virtually abandoned on the International Space Station. Butch Wilmore and Sunny Williams' 8-day mission has had them in space for nearly 8 months instead, due to issues with the Boeing Starliner that brought the pair to the ISS to begin with. Well, now Musk says he's taking action, but at this point, it's still unknown if this will be sooner than NASA's plan to bring the astronauts back to Earth by the end of March on the SpaceX capsule already docked at the ISS. I'm now joined by Dr. Leroy Chiao, former NASA astronaut and International Space Station commander. Dr. Chiao, thank you for taking the time once again this morning. Appreciate it.
Oh, my pleasure.
So these social media posts that went back and forth just set off a firestorm of headlines and also questions. When Trump says SpaceX and Elon are on the way and you know, good luck, Elon, is it really that easy, Dr. Chiao?
Well, the fact is, as you pointed out, Butch and Sunny were stuck there for a lot longer than they had planned. No doubt this disrupted personal and perhaps future professional plans. But the fact is their spacecraft is there and they can come home at any time. They could have come home earlier. So if the decision is made to bring them down early, they could come back as quickly as, you know, I mean, literally they could do an emergency undock. Obviously, that's not necessary. So they could do an orderly undocking in the next several days and come on down, you know, come down basically a couple months early. I mean, there's not much that can be done to expedite the launch of the next crew. They're waiting on their spacecraft, which is undergoing final testing, and they expect to launch sometime at the end of March. So they could come down earlier, but there's nothing that can really be done to expedite it. The decision just has to be made if you know, to bring them back early.
Okay, copy that. Yeah, this whole conversation has just been fascinating. The other thing I wanted to take your temperature on, sir, is the fact that President Trump and Elon Musk have both made these comments that these two were stranded by the Biden administration, and how unfortunate that's been. I'm just curious, an astronaut like yourself, do you see it that way, that they were left up there by the White House?
I don't know who made that decision. I'm assuming NASA made it in, you know, and then the White House concurred with it, that it would be best to leave Sunny and Butch up there and substitute them for two members of the Crew 9 mission that didn't get to launch, basically replacing them with, since Butch and Sunny were already up there and NASA had lost confidence in bringing them down on their original Starliner vehicle. That was the logical thing to do. Like I said, no doubt was a bit disruptive, but Butch and Sunny are consummate professionals. They've both flown long duration missions. They did a spacewalk yesterday.
Yeah.
And so astronauts like being in space, and I'm sure that you know, they might be a little bit intrigued about coming back a little early, but on the other hand, their professional side they would want to stay and finish the work that they were supposed to be doing.
And quickly, before I let you go, you know, NASA, of course, has pushed out that these two, they're well supplied, they're not stranded up there. But at this point, an 8-day mission has been stretched to nearly 8 months. Are they okay up there? I mean, what's your mental well-being like at this point? This is not what you signed up for in the first place.
Right, but they're you know, like I said, they've both flown long duration missions aboard the station before, so they're comfortable doing what they're doing. Astronauts were all trained to be adaptable to any situation that you adjust and you make it work. You know, that we're very much a can-do spirit, and that's exactly what they've done. So they're fine. They're doing fine.
Yeah. Are you friends with these two? Like, do y'all? Did the three of you chat?
Yeah. Yeah, I know both of them pretty well. In fact, Sunny and I, we were in Russia training for many years together back in the day for earlier missions.
Wow. Well, wishing them the very best. And at this point, one more question. If Butch and Sunny were to leave on the Crew 9 spacecraft currently docked to the ISS, it would just leave one NASA astronaut up there, correct? Is one up there enough and sufficient?
Right, that's correct. Right now, there are 4 Americans on board. If Butch and Sunny leave, they would leave with Nick Hague and Sasha Gorbunov, a Russian cosmonaut. 4 would come back down, leaving Don Pettit as the lone American with 2 Russian cosmonauts. So that would impact experiment operations. You know, operations on the American side, some research work would have to be deferred or delayed, and you know, that would be the biggest impact. But there's no impact to safety or anything like that, whether they stay up there or come back early.
Okay, I know they must be ready to sleep in their own bed down back on Earth once again. Dr. Leroy Chiao, always a pleasure to be joined by you. Have a great weekend, sir.
Thanks for watching, everybody. Go to joinnn.com to find NewsNation on your television provider. Also, don't forget to click that red subscribe button below to get more of NewsNation's fact-driven, unbiased coverage.